welcome back. So as we're nearing the end of the month, tears, and we're enjoying those final summer days before we have to begin school and go back to our normal routines, I'm going to give you a look to really turn it up and really put a statement in your summer. This one's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be very colorful and bold. I suggest this is only for the daring. So if you can handle it, then by all means embrace it. So this is gonna be using the Alamar Cosmetics palette that I've been using pretty much most of my looks. I am still so in love with it. I think it's really fun and great, and I actually get to use a little bit more of the colorful side versus the neutrals. So this is gonna be a lot of fun, and I hope you really like it. And let's get started. So I already have my face, I already have the foundation on, I have my primer on. I use the Nars and the Coola already, and I added a little bit of the LA Girl concealer just to kind of brighten up a little bit and kind of do some correcting prior to. So now we're gonna jump into the eye look. So I completely skipped over a step. I just actually forgot about it and got distracted on this look. So I highly recommend putting on an eyeshadow primer prior to using any shadows on your lid. The eyeshadow primer will help to have the eyeshadow stick better to your lid and make the color much more predominant. I'm gonna continue on before I realize that I actually forgot this step, when I realized when my eyeshadow is not as bright and pigmented as it normally is. So once you've completed putting your eyeshadow primer, we're gonna go in with the shadow Celia, and we're gonna use a flat brush to pack this on all over our lid. So you can already tell how pigmented it is. It's gonna look even better once I put on my eyeshadow primer. So we're nearing the moment where I'm realizing that I did not put on the eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to do that. So now we're back, and I'm just going to pretend that nothing ever happened and I corrected my mistake. So I'm going to continue packing on this beautiful, gorgeous eyeshadow. As you can see, is wonderful. It's this awesome turquoise color that's so bright and pigmented. And next we are going to go in with a blending brush, and all I'm doing is just blending out the top part of the lid towards the brow, just to kind of smooth out part of the intensity of the color. I want to keep it mostly on my eyelid. So now that we've completed our blending, we're going to go in with a smudge brush, and I'm going to take this beautiful dark blue color called Varadero, and I'm going to put that into my crease, as you can see there, and just really work it in there. I definitely want to make it nice and bold, and then we're going to go back in with our blending brush and just kind of blend it all nicely in, so it just smooths out the color. It just blends in a lot better with our previous eyeshadow. So now that we've finished blending this out, I'm going to go back in with my smudge brush and take a little bit more of the eyeshadow just to continue deepening the eye. So you can already see how intensely this look is turning out. So I'm going to continue going back and forth between my blending brush and my smudge brush just to get it really in there, to get it nice and blended, and to really not lose the intensity. So something I actually forgot to mention earlier as I was demonstrating the brush is that this blending brush actually has a flat top to it. So it really kind of spreads out through the eyelid versus concentrated to the crease of the eye. Okay, so I'm going to take my smudge brush and I'm going to take a little bit more of that eyeshadow and start to create a V on the corner of my eyelid. So you can see there, just creating a little baby V, going back and forth to create that nice winged look. So back with the blending brush and blend, blend, blend. So remember, this one is the one that is a flat top. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with a flat brush and I'm just going to take that Celia color again and I'm going to pack it in all over the lid of my eyes up into the crease just to keep the intensity of the turquoise color. And then we're going to go back in with the smudge brush and put the dark blue color into the crease again and then reblend. So I know this seems like a lot of back and forth, but I really want to create the intensity in the eyes and really create a nice bold look while maintaining each color before I blend it all out. So the blending brush is going to be the ordinary blending brush that I normally go with, so not the flat top this time. Okay, so now that I've finished up blending and now I'm just cleaning up, making sure everything looks good, I'm going to clean off my flat little brush and then I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow a la Costa and I'm going to put that on the arch of my brow to give a nice little highlight and a beautiful transition for this intense look. So now this is complete, I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and I'm just going to lightly brush over these colors just to blend them in beautifully and then kind of feel myself for a little bit because, you know, how can you not? So next I'm going to go in and clean off my smudge brush. Once it's nice and clean, I'm going to go back to my eyeshadow palette. I'm going to take the color Cafecito and I'm going to begin to put it on the corners of my eye, right just above the lash line. So I'm trying to create a much deeper look and I'm going to actually put that into my crease a little bit. I'm going to create a little baby V just to darken up the corners. Okay, so I'm going to go back with my blending brush. I'm going to clean it off a little bit and then I'm going to blend out the Cafecito that I just put, and then I'm going to go back with my smudge brush. I'm going to take more of it and intensify that color in the corners of my eyes. You can already tell how it's looking, so we're going to reblend again just to intensify the color and really make it a beautiful, bold look full of all kinds of looks. There you go. Face, face, face. Okay, so we're going to go back in with the flat brush after we clean it off, and I'm going to take the shadow Coco-Taxi and I'm actually going to pack it into my lower eyelid. So really pack it on, make that color so intense. You really want to have it very pigmented on the bottom of your lid. Because then we're going to go in with another color, and this will be the beautiful base that will make it ultimately shine and be such a fierce color. Okay, so next I'm going to take another flat brush and I'm going to get the eyeshadow El Malecon and I'm going to pack that on top of the Coco-Taxi. So another great option if you don't like the flat brush is a smudge brush. You're going to see me switch in a little bit just to really intensify this look and get it nice and concentrated on the lower eyelid. So we really want this color to be fierce, we want it to pop, and we want it to really contrast the blues and the turquoise that we have on top. Alright, so now that I got this nice and beautiful, I'm going to clean off my smudge brush and I'm going to go back and take more of the blue color and I'm just going to work that into the crease just to, again, keep these colors really vibrant, and then go back in with the blending brush. Just work that in there. Again, we never want to lose the intensity. So just keep blending, and then we are going to actually move on to a shadow stick. So this is Love of Color, and it is the all-in-one eyeshadow stick in the color Day Trip. So it's actually this beautiful gold that is so shimmery, it's so pigmented, and it is one of those that will last forever. So once you put it on, it is going to stay on. I had a really hard time taking it off once I was done with this look, and I was kind of actually impressed. So yes, again, feeling myself because I can't get enough. I know, how beautiful am I? Love it. So concealer time. So the concealer that I just featured is the Master Conceal by Maybelline, and this is in the color 30. It is the light to medium, so we're going to put that all underneath the eye. I'm going to put it on my nose, and then whatever's left over into just above the jawline. So we are all about creating a highlight, and then we're going to go in and start to create our contour. So I'm going to go in with the Master Conceal by Maybelline in a darker color, which is in the color 50, and I believe it's the medium to deep concealer. And so I'm just going to put that in where I would normally contour into the hollows of my cheeks and the sides of my forehead. and then I'm going to go in and put that on the back of my hand and use a brush and line my nose. So desperately looking for a brush. Here we go, winner. All right. So this is definitely not the typical brush I would use. It's usually more of a smaller, like stiffer flat brush, but I'm really trying to test out these new brushes by Mikasa. Kind of just get a really good feel for them. I'm definitely ultra routine and I love my brushes, so this is definitely a new thing for me. So now that we are all highlighted and contoured, I'm going to go in with my damp beauty blender and blend, blend, blend. So before I forget, I always start with the lighter color first. So I'm always going to start with my light concealer before I move on to the dark. So as you notice, you're going to start to notice that I blended out all of my highlight first, and then I'm starting to work on my contour. So I do this because obviously you want to move from light to dark. It's a little harder to do it the other way around. And I'm actually setting up the base for when I begin to put on the powders. So this is definitely much more of a full glam look. This is not my normal, usual routine, but I really like this to really make everything pop. Okay, so now that we're all blended out, I'm going to go in and set this all with the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder in Natural Beige, which is, I believe, 220. So we're just going to get this all set all over. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our contour. So using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, I'm going to go in with my kabuki brush and I'm going to put this right underneath the cheekbone. I'm going to put it on the corners of my forehead and align my nose, as well as putting it right underneath the jawline and shape my chin. So I'm really trying to be precise, especially on the nose, because I really want to make sure that it is nicely contoured before I put on my highlight. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my blending brush and I'm going to take the Too Faced Sun Bunny and I'm going to dip some of it, or take some of the powder from there and begin to blend it all out. So the nice thing about the Sun Bunny is that it adds a nice shimmer. So again, this is about the summer. We want to make a nice beautiful glow, and this will definitely help. So blend, blend, blend. Again, we don't want to make it so obvious that we have all this contour, but we definitely want it to pop. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a nice fluffy brush and I'm just going to kind of dust off any excess and kind of nicely blend it out with a clean brush. So again, I don't want any harsh lines, as you can see. So I'm going to continue doing this until I feel like it is very well blended and not super like harsh on the lines. Alright, so I'm going to follow it up with my blush. So I'm using the Nars blush in Orgasm. And of course, sad faces because it is completely broken. And I'm going in with a nice, beautiful tapered highlighter brush. And I'm going to start from the apples of my cheeks and move back. Again, I mentioned this before, you create the triangle and blend it perfectly in with the contour. So I'm going to continue making sure that I am fully blending them all together so that they are in perfect harmony. So I'm going to start on the brows, and I am using the NYX Micro Brow Liner. So definitely starting from lining the bottom and really creating a nice defined shape, obviously accenting the arch and filling in my brows so they look so much fuller. So once I'm done, I'm going to rebrush it, and then I'm going to go with my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara to really seal in the color and to hold them in place. So again, as I've shared, one of my eyebrows is actually shorter than the other. So the great thing about having a brow liner is to really even them out and lengthen them properly. Okay, as I've said before, I love making funny faces until I feel like my brows are perfect. So you're just gonna see me with these weird looks and feeling myself all at the same time. Alright, so now we're gonna go in with the eyeliner. So this is the liquid liner by Kat Von D. It is Tattoo Liner in Trooper Black. So I've been using this liquid liner for like ever. I am so in love with it, and it's perfect for my eyes since I can get there with a really small line versus some other liners that tend to be a little thicker. I feel like it's so much easier for me to use. So I'm just lining the lash line just to get a nice good wing tip before I go in with my falsies, and then I'll just touch it up. So now that we're done with that, it is highlight time. So I'm going to go back into the palette, and I'm going to take La Costa using my middle finger. I'm just going to kind of smudge it in and begin to dab lightly in between the space from where my eye is at and where my blush was placed. So you can see just dab, 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 and kind of just starting to blend it in. Again, I am not shying away from the glow. I definitely want this highlight to be seen from space. So doing the other side again with the middle finger and taking it actually all the way up to the brow. So I'm creating also another V. And don't forget to do the center of your nose. So I always take the excess of whatever I have left over on my fingers and use it for places like the center of my nose and my cupid's bow, anywhere else, because I really want to keep
the highlight where my eyes are at. So taking a highlighter brush, I'm just going to kind of blend it all in and take away any fallout that may be present and just kind of smooth it all out so that it's absolutely perfect on the face.
Okay, so this look is almost done. I'm gonna put on my falsies and then we will begin to finish up. Alright guys. And we are done. We got the falsies. We got our mascara in for the lower lashes, and now let's do our final step, which is the lip. So I'm going to be going in with the Revlon. This is Ultra HD Lip Lacquer in Sunstone. So I used this one actually in my last look, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So it's going to go in really bright, but then I'm going to kind of press it down just to take some of the brightness away and just to give it this nice like peachy looking color that's not so bold, because we already have a really intense look up top. So you can see it's so bright, so we need to numb it down, just bring it down a notch, a few levels, and we'll do it this way. And what a difference. So it still looks really beautiful. It adds a little touch of color, but it's not in your face like hello. Because again, we already have such a beautiful bold look up top. I didn't want to have just your full face Ursula in your face. No, we're gonna tone it down. We're gonna try and balance it out. So this is the final look. I know it's really out there. It's so different from all the other ones that I've done, but I really wanted to enjoy it. I was so excited to try this out, and I really hope that you guys really like it. Again, with this palette, it's just so much fun. The creativity is limitless. I can't talk about it enough. So this is it. It is definitely very different. I think it's still fun for summer. It's really great for night looks, obviously. I mean, if you're brave enough to wear this during the day, I applaud you. Because it is a lot. I wouldn't even go out there unless I had some intention of going to an event or something of the sort. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. This is definitely one of the finals of my summer looks before we get into normal school stuff and work stuff and like being average. So yeah, this is definitely my very extra look, and I am in love with it, and it is absolutely gorgeous and out there. And if you guys found it as helpful as I mean essentially as I did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and also follow me on Themakeupphase. I love getting new followers, I love getting new subscribers, and as well as giving feedback. I love to know what you think, what you liked, love it all. Don't forget to put that down at the bottom. So in the description, I'm going to give you all the product names and colors and everything else. I know it's a lot. It's like, oh my god, what did you use for this? What did you do for that? Don't worry, it's all going to be in the description. So this is everything for this look, and goodbye loves.